What is up, you guys? It's your spiritual prayer godmother, and I am back. Okay, I am back. Except for today, I am not back with another read. Today, I'm back with a let's talk about it. Okay, we finna talk about it. We finna go ahead and get into it. So today's topic is parenting, being overwhelmed, being exhausted, being an entrepreneur, and what that looks like. And what that looks like when it comes to my parenting styles, how I parent, and different things like that. So that is what we will be touching on today. Y'all know I like to kind of give y'all a little background on kind of like where today's topic came from. And today's topic came from life. Once again, as always, basically, like I love the kind of mother that I am. Like, I love how nurturing I am. I love how I speak to my child, like how I adore her, how I love her, how I believe in her. Like, I know how I feel about her, and that makes me like super proud as a mother, like super proud as a mother. However, there are things, there are things about me, about my parenting styles, about how I parent that I can't do it. Like, I don't like it, and I want to be better. So today's topic came from my actions today. Like, yeah, like my daughter don't really be liking for me to tell y'all her business, so I'm not really gonna tell y'all her business. But basically, I could have handled a situation better than I did, but how I handled it was better than how I handled it when I talked to y'all last week about the whole bus situation, right? So we're gonna get into it. Again, that's where the topic came from, but I'm not gonna like give you all the business, okay? So some things that I noticed about myself and my parenting is that I am always exhausted. I'm very much always exhausted, and I feel like it affects my parenting. I feel like it affects my relationships. I feel like it affects who I am as a person, and like how I go out into the world, like how I look, how I present, my attitude, like how my face look, like, cause depending on what I got going on, you might catch a smile, you might just catch the meanest glare ever. So like I'm learning how to be a better person through my daughter. Like, she has truly become like a lens for me, or just like a mirror of me seeing into me. And like, so far, like I said, I've noticed that I be really, really exhausted. So for me, I have a young child. My child is only 7. She'll be 8 February 8th. And she still has a lot of energy. She's still like, she wants to play all day, jump, run. She's also in the phase of like actually being able to retain information. So as she's learning, she wants to show you things, she wants to try new things, she wants to do things. She is becoming aware of money, she's becoming aware of stress, of problems, and of honestly people's energy, and especially mine. So I noticed that, like, because I'm so tired, I'm like it's less likely for me to control my emotions when I'm tired, when I'm exhausted, or when I'm overstimulated. Especially when I'm overstimulated, when I'm tired of being touched, it's too many sounds going on, my thoughts are too loud, I can't focus, like, or I'm hyper focused on something and you're talking to me, or you trying to get my attention, or you need something from me and I'm hyper focused on something else. Like, I feel like in those moments, I want to show it better, because nah, like, when certain memories and stuff pop up on Facebook, like, it's always me and my daughter doing stuff. Like, it's always us at the park, in nature, going to water, doing experiments, baking together, cooking together, spending quality time together. As of late, I would say like the last 2 years, me and Kamaya have spent a significantly amount less time together. Like, a lot of the time she's at my mama's house. Like, weekends, we don't spend together. We used to spend every weekend together. We going to parties, we doing activities, we spending time together, we laying in bed all day, we watching movies. Now she prefers to go over her granny house or her daddy house or her nana house. Like, Kamaya got a lot of family. Sometimes she go to my granny house, like her great granny house. Sometimes she go and play with her cousin, Renaya. So Kamaya be booked and busy. Like, she's very extroverted. She wants to be outside. She wants to go play. She wants to talk to people, meet people, and have a good time. Whereas me, I am not just exhausted and overstimulated all the time, but I'm also just an introvert. I really, really like my house. And I sometimes have anxiety too. It's really hard for me to like just be in public with my daughter sometimes, because I feel like I always am on defense. I'm always angry. I'm always like, what the fuck? Why the fuck? Like, don't look at my daughter. Like, I'm always in that energy of just like, you know, I gotta be tough. Like, I gotta make sure that nobody try me and my daughter, because ain't no man with us. And at any given moment, somebody could try me, somebody could try my daughter, and I'm not going for that. Like, no. So that's that. Like, I feel like I literally just don't have the time, like the time to spend with her, because it's like I'm always doing something. Like, when she get home from school, we literally got like 2.5, maybe 3 hours, depending on what time she get home. Sometimes she get home and she got to get right in the shower, eat her dinner, go to bed. Sometimes she can't even do her homework because she done just came from my mama's house, because I don't have a car, right? So that affects my parenting as well. Me and my daughter on a bus early morning, and my mom or my aunt picks her up in the afternoon, and she goes to their house because my daughter get off earlier than me. And then usually they don't want to come right back out once I get home from school. So it's like they wait until they get settled, till they done cooked, got themselves together, did whatever they needed to do, take care of their business, and then they'll bring her home. Or if my auntie is already out running errands, she's not gonna stop and bring Kamaya home. They're gonna go run all them errands, and then Kamaya's gonna come home. So I noticed, like, weekdays, we really only get like a couple hours together. Don't let her have to do her homework, because then there's a moment of frustration. And I'm getting better at that. I'm working on that. I just don't like helping her with her homework. I would prefer her to just like either know how to do it or just get somebody else to do it. Like, I like when my mom and her kind of do the homework before she gets to my house, but you know, these are my responsibilities. But I noticed that because I get so frustrated helping her with her homework, I noticed that I just don't really want to do it, and that's not okay. Like, I want her to feel like she can always come to me. I want her to feel like she can always ask me for help. I want her to feel like when she makes mistakes, mommy isn't going to be frustrated. Because even though maybe it's like that with homework, that could translate into different in other areas of her life. So if she, and Kamaya is very, very responsible. Like, and I think that's why I hold her to such a high standard, because she's literally like the perfect kid. Like, she don't lose her hats and gloves. She don't lose her cell phone. She don't lose her charger. She don't lose clothes. She don't lose her toys. Like, Kamaya keeps up with everything. So like, when little things do happen, I notice that, like, I don't know if she wants to be the best because that's how she wants to be, or if she's being like that because she thinks that's what I want her to be, right? And we've been having conversations, and it's like, I know my daughter, and I noticed something about her, that she's very competitive. Like, when it comes to sports, when it comes to winning, when it comes to just being the best at what she does, she's gonna top the best. Like, she's gonna top her best. So if she did it good, next time she do it, she's gonna do it better. And that's just something that that's just how she is. Like, she's that girl. And like, sometimes as a parent, I feel the brunt of that, because sometimes that might show up in the form of anxiety. That might show up in her having nightmares. That might show up as like her waking up or having a restless night, like getting up a little bit, like, mommy, can I get some water? Like, can I have a hug? Like, you know, and again, she's 7. I was still sleeping with my mama until I was 14. Literally, I was still sleeping with mom until I was 14 years old. And so was my brother, like, low key. We had our own rooms, but it's something about sleeping with your mama. So I slept with my mom. Cameron slept with my mom. For the longest time, like, Kamaya slept with me. She didn't stop sleeping with me until I got with Jonathan, because I was now having a boyfriend live in my house or spend nights, and it was inappropriate for me. It was inappropriate for them to be in the same bed. So that was the thing that kind of got her sleeping on her own. And even that, like, certain things like that makes me question myself as a mother, because it's like, dang, okay, well, did I rob her of an opportunity because I wanted to lay up with a nigga? But then it's like, I battled in my mind. I'm pretty sure y'all saw my eyes move back and forth when I thought about it. Like, but no, because my daughter is independent. Like, she didn't need to be sleeping with me at 3 and 4 years old. Like, you know, like, it was what it was. And she didn't stop sleeping with me until she was 3 or 4. Like, we tried to stop at 3, but like, she probably didn't get the hang of it till like 4, and now she sleeps by herself. But like, I don't know, I feel like even just being an entrepreneur and like me having anxiety, like me having stresses, like me not having a whole bunch of stability, because if y'all did not know, I've lived since I had Kamaya, since I've been an adult, since I've been 18, I have moved in 5 houses. Yeah, 5 houses. 5 houses, not including staying with my mom. I've moved a lot. Like, every single year I've moved. I only lived in 2 places for both times for 2 years. But other than that, it was always me moving from one house to the next, one house to the next. And I love to move. Like, I love, because like, I be going through a lot of stuff in a year. So by the time I lease up, I done had an abusive relationship, went through miscarriages, or went through financial setbacks, went through problems, went through losing friends, and maybe getting into it with my mom. I remember one year we wasn't speaking when I first moved out. So it's like, I be going through stuff. So I be ready to move, but like, and Kamaya be ready to move too, but like, the last couple times I've moved, it's been because of financial setbacks. It's been because I didn't have money. It's been because I lost my job. So it's like, I wonder how that's affecting her. Like, I wonder, is the moving around a problem? Like, does that create an instability in her? You know, because every time for the last 2 years that we've moved, it was like, we would move out of our house, I would move back to my mama's crib, I would stack up, I would grind, I would work hard, and then I would get us our own crib. And then another year later, it'd be the same thing, you know, like the same thing. So at one point, the first time it happened because Jonathan was paying our bills, and then he passed away. Very unfortunate situation. And then this last time that it happened because I ended up losing my job at the bar. So yeah, like, even though I know, like, anything can happen to you, like, a lot of times we take stuff for granted. Like, we be having stuff, or we be up, we be, you know, and I feel like sometimes we take that for granted. Like, I feel like when I have my own house, and yes, I have my own house now, but it's like, when I was first like having my own house and I was stable, I feel like I took it for granted. Like, I feel like I didn't appreciate living by myself and just being on my own. Like, I remember just wanting a boyfriend, being stressed out, and me just being lonely, right? So like, the first couple years of my life, it was just me and her. Like, me and my mom wasn't really speaking like that. And then after a couple years, then we did kind of get back to where we was talking every day and stuff like that. But for a while, it was really, really lonely. I've always been a person who didn't have a lot of friends. So I felt like that has affected Kamaya as well, because you gotta think about it. It's just me and her. We don't have a whole bunch of family. We do got a whole bunch of family, but we don't kick it. Like, we're not super close-knit anymore. So you gotta think about the fact that it's only just me and Kamaya. I'm an introvert. I be at home a lot. I be having anxiety. I'm very, very emotional. And then on top of that, I'm an entrepreneur. I work from home. I'm home all the time, and I don't have friends. So Kamaya is never seeing like long-lasting friendships, or like how to really be a friend. And like now Kamaya's 7, and I be judging myself like my daughter should have a best friend by now. Like she should have found somebody, like, you know, she was at the same school for a long time, she should have, you know. But now it's like, for one, she was at a ghetto school, she was at a bad school, she didn't need none of them kids being her BFF. Like every day she was coming home with a problem, right? Now she is at a better school, but there are no black teachers. There's not very many other black kids in the school, and I don't necessarily like the energy of it. But it's like, I'm putting something that I know that she wants so badly. Like I'm putting so much pressure on it because I know how badly I wanted it. So it's like I can kind of feel maybe how that can feel, not having your person, not having your sibling, you know. And then she went through that, losing a sibling, and really like knowing him, knowing my mama belly getting bigger. Then we saw this baby come out, we see him on these pictures, like, you know, like it's proof that he was here, but he not here, you know. Like she also lost a stepdad. So it went from us being alone and maybe like her adjusting to that reality because that was the only reality she had. And then to, okay, now I'm back cool with mama, so she's spending time over there. This is during COVID. So now she's spending a lot of time over there. And now mommy also has a boyfriend. So it's kind of like her attention isn't always on me. Now we both fighting for attention. Kamaya be trying to get my attention. Jonathan be trying to get my attention. And I'm trying to like pick her up and kiss him. And it's just like, she like, don't kiss him. And I'm like, I'm trying to give both of y'all attention. You know, I'm trying to, you know, so it went from all of that to now it's back to like just me and her. Again, not a whole bunch of friends, you know. And I know how my mother's friendships affected me. So it's like, is she being affected by not really having super close-knit relationships with people her age, right? Everybody in my family that Kamaya be around is grown-ups. She be around me, she be around her dad, she be around her nana, her Uncle Tay, Cameron, my mama, my auntie, granny, papa. That's it. That's it. Sometimes, like maybe once a year, she'll see her cousin Talia. She like 2, 3, 4 maybe years older than her. And then she also sees Vinaya, who is 2 or 3 years younger than her. But she don't got no cousins her age. She don't have no friends. Like she has friends at school, but like nobody who comes over her house. She go over their house, like they kick it, like, you know, her age. To just communicate with, talk about life with, oh, I like this boy, or what you like to color? What's your favorite color? What's your mommy do on the weekend? Like just converse with somebody her age, you know, or like have that close-knit relationship with somebody her age, you know. It's like, I know and I see it in real time how much I'm affecting her. So like when I first had my baby, it was like, because the kind of parent, and it's not like I was a bad parent, but I was a new parent. I didn't know anything. Like I felt so guilty when they told me Kamaya had to get caps on her teeth, you know, because I was breastfeeding. And me and her would sleep in the bed, and she get to crying. I put her on my titty, and then I'm back asleep. She sleep with the titty in her mouth, and it's milk getting all in her teeth. Milk is sugar. So I was so embarrassed. I felt like such a shitty mom. Like I felt just so down on myself, you know. And again, this is me not having friends, not having, like, I had friends at the time when Kamaya was a super little baby, but none of my friends had babies. So it's like I'm also experiencing not having any advice. Like I'm not getting it from my mom, and I'm not getting it from my friends. Like I don't know what I'm doing, right? So it's like I know she's affected by it. I feel that she's affected by it. So I feel like when I first had my kid, I blamed my mom so much. Like, you know, like I remember a couple months after I had Kamaya, I ended up telling my mom about, you know, like the times where I was sexually molested growing up. And I remember that conversation, and it was so intense, and it was just kind of like, at that time, I blamed my mom, right? I blamed my mom. I thought, you know, a parent is supposed to know everything. And it's like now at 29, me and my mom are in a way different space. And it's like being able to make my own mistakes as a mom allowed me a different lens to see my mother. You know, it affected the way that I was parenting, because I'm like, I don't want Kamaya to treat me how I treat my mom, how I've spoken to her, how I've treated her, like how I've thought about her. Like, I was a good kid, but how I felt about my mother, even if I wasn't saying those things to her, the energy is felt, the energy was given, the disrespect was there, the rebellion was there, the disregard and disrespect, it was all there, right? Regardless of if I was acting out or not, as my mom, she probably could feel that or sense that or whatever the case may be. I question so much, like, I know everything that's going on with Kamaya. Like, if her face dropped, what's wrong? Are you okay? What happened? Tell mommy what happened. But it was like, I kept questioning, like, how did nobody know that I was depressed? How did nobody believe that I was really seeing ghosts? How did nobody believe that I was really not remembering shit because I had so much trauma that my brain was suppressing my memories? How did nobody, like, I pay so much attention to Kamaya that it's confusing me at how you didn't see it, right? And even though I don't have that problem, or I would like to think I don't have that problem, I'm pretty sure it's some shit that Kamaya haven't told me that she feel about me or about certain people or about herself or her life, or, you know, Kamaya is very vocal with me. She's very open. We have, like, she speaks like a teenager, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, but like in that most respectful way. Like, my baby don't even curse. But yeah, like, it's just, I know how we speak to each other. I know how we talk. So God forbid there's anything being hidden from me. But like I'm telling you, for a long time, I looked at mama crazy, because it's like, how didn't you know? Like, how didn't you understand? Why weren't you paying attention? Right? And then it was like, I started to go through stuff. Like, I started to experience stuff. Kamaya started to be over at my mom's a lot more. And just certain things were happening even in her environment that I wasn't okay with. But it's like, oh shit, this my mom, like, you know. And it's nothing bad, like nothing, like just regular family toxic shit, or like somebody saying something about Kamaya locks and me feeling some type of way. Like, don't instill that into her, that her hair not done, because like it's done even when it ain't done. Like, it just is what it is. So like little stuff like that like I wasn't comfortable with, it was like I was recognizing that harm was being done to her while I wasn't around, but I wasn't neglecting her. My mom was never neglecting me. Like, every time that something happened to me, my mama 9 times out of 10, she was either there or had just left, or was just upstairs or outside, you know, like with her friends kicking it. It was never that I was neglected. I was never neglected. I was actually spoiled as hell, right? I just wasn't necessarily, I don't know what it was, right? People be having stuff going on, and I'm starting to realize as a parent, I be having shit going on. Sometimes, like, I let my relationship affect how I am with my child. Like, if I'm mad at my nigga or if we into it, it'd be like, I'm not in the mood. Like, I don't feel like it. Like, we said we was finna bake this cake, girl. We're gonna do that shit tomorrow. Like, you know, like, and I feel bad, but like, let's be real. Like, I don't know. Like, this is why we having this open-ended conversation, because it's like, these my feelings, but like, it's also just life. Like, there's absolutely no way for me to be the perfect parent. Like, there's absolutely no way that my mom is ever going to be the perfect parent. There's absolutely no way that Kamaya is going to be the perfect parent. It don't matter how good I try to do. It don't matter how much my mom try to correct her mistakes. Like, your childhood molds you. And like, with me being so conscious, with me being so spiritual and aware, it's like, I'm like hyper fixated on like how I'm molding her. But it's like, I also just want to embrace where we are now. And like, I'm never going to have a 7-year-old again. Like, I'm never going to have a 7-year-old Kamaya Sky again. I'll say that. I'm never going to experience that again. Like, her at that age, doing the things that she's doing, being into the things that she's into, learning how she's learning. I'm never gonna have this time back. I don't want to spend so much time in my head focused on what kind of adult she's gonna be that I'm not paying attention, that I'm not aware of the shit that's going on and now. Because my childhood affected me a lot, so much so to the point where I have dissociative identity disorder, meaning I disassociate and I literally go like this. Like, I just be zoned out and I switch. Like, I will switch energies, like, and I don't have alters. Like, you know, I don't, one of us talk like this and one of us talk like that. Like, that's not, you know, some people do experience it to extremes. Mine's, however, is not like that. Mine's is very spiritual. Okay, it's happening to my spirituality meets mental health. Okay, series, it will be linked down in the description box below. But mine just manifests as different versions of me. So little me might come out, Caprice from high school might come out, Caprice from 300 years ago might come out. Like, different versions of me will come out from different periods of my lifetime and my lifetimes and, you know, my lifespan. And that just, it is what it is, you know. Like, I have come to accept that about myself. I'm still learning to accept that about myself. But it's fucked up when my daughter, she doing it. And she just zoned out and she's just like, and I be like, Maya, what you thinking about? what you looking at? What's going on? And we've talked about it, and she told me, like, she see colors, you know, like she sees like magic happening. And even though that's not how it is with me, like, I'm just in my thoughts, you know. But like, I wonder, did that come from her seeing me do that? You know, and like picking up on my habits, or like, does she have some kind of trauma that has caused that? Right? Because my daughter does have trauma. Even though she's young, she got trauma. She lost her brother and her stepdad. And she always kind of like, well, we talked about it today, and she was like, you know, I kind of want to go to heaven. Like, I don't want to die. I don't want to get hurt. I just want, I want to know what it looked like. I want to know what it is. Like, I want to know about it. And at first it kind of confused me, because I'm like, is my daughter suicidal? Like, is she, you know? But then I had to understand that, like, I went through that too, and I still go through that. Like, I crave God, I crave my dog is standing up. Beautiful, you okay? She's gonna throw up, y'all. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. Ew, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did get this video, see, parenting 101, because now I gotta go be a dog mom. And I really didn't even finish the video, but you know, with divine timing, divine redirection, I knew that was gonna happen. I gave her raw chicken today, and she doesn't have a raw diet, but yeah, her stomach wasn't used to that. I shouldn't give her that. Anyway, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did get this video, thumbs up, leave a comment down below, share it on all your social medias. And I am out of here, guys.